Hey everybody, welcome to ACD Combatives. This is Coach Kurt. If you guys are familiar with my channel, it's a martial arts, use of force, control tactics. I'm a law enforcement trainer. I also have a military background. But let's talk about the patrol knife. And before I get there, I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that you take my word for anything. I'm just some dude on the internet. Do your own research. And I am definitely not saying, because I know some people are going to say, you're suggesting I should duel with a knife against a knife or something. No, not at all. You use objectively reasonable force, and it is objectively reasonable to use your firearm against somebody who's using a knife against you, or any kind of implement that could be construed as deadly force, a bat, whatever. You get the idea. Knives are quick, fast, and dangerous. I've done videos on the Tooler rule, aka the 21-foot rule. We all know that the knife is extremely fast and furious and deadly in close quarters. I dare say that in close quarters, I'd rather have a knife than a firearm, depending on the situation. Please do not interpret that I would suggest that you would pull a knife instead of your firearm. I'm just saying that cops all across the world, let alone America, always carry a patrol knife. At least most cops do. I carry 3 knives on duty, and this video is going to be mostly me talking about what I carry, not saying that it's the be-all, end-all, and that you should do what I do. Not even close. You do you. But I am suggesting whatever it is that you carry as far as knives, that it be a decent quality knife, and you train with it. You should have trainer variations of the same knives. Like I have several knives that I have a trainer knife that's identical to the actual knife, or similar enough that it relates well to training and the actual knife I carry. Again, I said I carry 3 knives. I carry one in my pocket on my left side because I'm left-handed. I carry one elevated in my outer vest that can't be got to easily by somebody else. Matter of fact, they probably don't even know it's there, and we'll talk more about that kind of stuff as far as placement of your weapon. And I have one on my ankle, my outside left ankle, on the inside, excuse me. That way I can get to it while I am in a guard position. We'll talk about that. But what I'm saying here is that if you carry a tool, you should be trained with that tool. Now, I just did a video about Filipino martial arts not necessarily being the greatest choice for law enforcement. The concept behind that video was that people have suggested that, well, cops carry batons, so Filipino martial arts is terrific because of that reason. Well, the targeting that you train in Filipino martial arts, extensive strikes to the head, and in law enforcement, you don't strike to the head unless it's a deadly force encounter. And so that was that concept. The Filipino martial arts is terrific for knife fighting. Here you see what I carry on my ankle. It is a K-bar. Big fan of this knife. It's inexpensive, it's durable, it's utilitarian. I don't like the sheath that it comes with, so you see I have an aftermarket sheath. And if you're curious about what kind of strap that is, that's the kind of strap you would use to keep your pants from getting caught in a bicycle chain. That's what kind of strap that is. That's why you see the reflective strip on it. And I just use a wristband around my ankle. And I suggested that, why do I carry it on the inside? So you can get to it in a guard position if you had to. Now, you should never pull any kind of weapon unless you have positional control, either on the ground or standing or what have you. You introduce a weapon when you don't have positional control, it can be used against you. More so with a firearm, because they can grab hold of the barrel or what have you and pry it from your hands. A knife, it's a little easier to do that. Protect yourself that way, because if they grab hold of the blade, they're going to cut themselves. This is a karambit. I also carry one of these guys, and I also have a Spyderco that I train with. I'm a huge fan of the karambit, whatever brand you want, it doesn't matter. The Spyderco knife is another example of a utilitarian knife that's easy to get your hands on. It's inexpensive and it's super quality. But this is the cold steel of, I think it's called the Victory or what have you, or Voyager, excuse me. And this is my favorite knife. I like the crisp blade because of the design of the blade. It cuts really well, and there's the whole history behind the crisp blade, but we're not going to get into it. That's not what this is. But here you see me demonstrating in slow motion. That's a real thick cardboard tube that my wife is a power lifter and CrossFitter, and a bar that she ordered came in that tube, and so it cut through that like a hot knife through butter. And really good knife. I carry that in a side pocket where it cannot be seen or got to by somebody who I'm clinched with. That's huge. Here I am demonstrating basic concepts with the knife. Again, this is not an instructional video. I'm not suggesting that you watch this and learn how to fight. If you are interested in learning how to use a blade, I recommend Filipino martial arts as far as blades are concerned. And here I am saying that the same pattern that you use for the knife is also the stick. Again, I'm not saying that Filipino martial arts is a great choice for the stick techniques, but it's terrific for the knife. Also, if you have access to somebody who has the military background in knife fighting, that's extremely applicable. I was not in any kind of special operations or anything in the military. I was an MP, but I have cross-trained with quite a few previous instructors that I had that were in the special operations, special forces, what have you, various backgrounds. Guys, a knife in close quarters is crazy dangerous and very effective. Even in the hands of somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, it's crazy effective. But if you know what you're doing, it's even more deadly. What I'm saying is when poo-poo hits the oscillating device and all holds are not barred in any way, shape, or form, you lose your firearm, or you can't get to your firearm, you can get to your knife. I'm a huge fan of the patrol knife. Beyond the fact that, you know, people I want to carry so I can cut seat belts, there are better tools out there to cut seat belts with. A folding knife, at least one, maybe two on your person, in strategic locations where you can get to them is really important. And what I'm saying here in this video is if you do have a knife, you should train with it, and you're seeing the red marks are areas that are great places to attack with slashing motions. The orange was stabbing motions. Not going to go into great detail about the tactics and targets with knife. That's not what this channel is for, or I'm sorry, this video is for. But I am, again, a huge fan of the folding knife. I'm not suggesting you should buy the ones that I carry or anything, but if you want my opinion, that Chris Voyager is my favorite. But the Voyager makes several different blades, a tanto blade. I'm not saying you have to be a ninja with that knife and be a sword master, a knife master, but you need to be proficient with that knife. Don't carry anything that you haven't trained with. There are a lot of training model knives out there, things you can carry, or I'm sorry, utilize in training that closely resemble the knife that you would carry. All right, guys, please like, subscribe, and share, and think about what kind of knife you're going to carry.
Let's roll. Hey. Let's be careful out.